Before I start my talk, can I take a small opinion poll? How many of you here are radiologists? Please hold your. Great, great, great. I'm really happy that most of you are. So, on the onset, I would like to thank Ishwar sir for giving me this opportunity and also thank all the previous speakers for making my job very easy. So I am a radiologist, basically an ultrasound consultant, as well as in my part-time I code, and I happen to make this AI-powered app, which is called Radiology Report AI. Uh, so, so, so let me start with a small anecdote. When I was in doing my residency, uh, one of our assistant professor gave a tour for a VIP patient. For the newly developed MR facility, he took to all the places like this is the patient's changing room, this is the MR workstation, this is the reporting room, and this is the MR gantry. At the end of the tour, that VIP patient asked a simple question. डॉक्टर साहब ये सब तो ठीक है मगर ये मशीन से रिपोर्ट कहाँ से निकलती है So he was thinking that the MR machine itself is going to give a printout like directly from it. Probably that may be after that we had a good laugh, but with the changing times, we can see that the AI has made it in a way that the patient may be a little futuristic about what is going to happen. Probably it is still way to go, but we are getting there slowly. So let me outline my topic. This talk is not about that AI is coming for any radiologist, nor this is a talk about any software demo, and I'm not a technically coding person. I'm using AI just to build a app which is helpful for me, solve my problem. This talk is mainly about how the present or future workflow is going to be rebuilt completely from ground up with the intention, with radiologist judgment as its baseline, powered by the AI. So that is going to be the premise of my talk. So let us just think about one thing. What is one thing that AI, as a radiologist, we can do that AI cannot? And think about one thing that AI can do which humans cannot. Just think about it once. Humans are capable of doing complex decisions. Even though all the scan reports, the previous files, the lab things, everything may be normal, a glance at the patient into the eyes will tell us there is something wrong about this patient. That only human can recognize the emotions, the pain, the suffering. That is the core of the radiology. And apart from that, we are entitled to medical legal responsibility. We cannot completely trust AI to give a report that is not completely correct. And what is one thing that AI can do which humans cannot do? It is processing of gigantic data at the speed of light. No human can ever retrieve so much of previously trained data and apply it on the present case. So instantaneous multimodal data synthesis at scale is what the machine is good at. Now let me come to the workflow. The future of radiology is not choosing humans versus AI. It is putting the machines, the radiologist judgment with the help of a machine's speed, and AI not getting in front of the radiologist in terms of any reporting workflow. So this is the common reality of any busy place of a radiologist. Let me tell you one thing. In a busy center, when we are working, we'll get a call from a clinician stating that this particular patient has got this particular problem. Please have a look at it. And there will be a huge file that staff will bring to us stating that these are the reports that needs to be seen. And there will be uh, detailed history taking by us to understand what the problem is like. And apart from that, we need to do the scan, take all the measurements, again put it and ask the typist to properly type, and then give us a report that is free of errors. So the problem is not the diagnosis. We are collecting link between each and every step. That means we have to be thorough in not missing any point in between this. So the friction comes from being the connecting link between all these steps. And that is the reason the radiologist is fatigued or burdened because of this fragmentation of our intelligence on trivial things, not on the diagnosis. So the burden of modern radiologists manually connecting all the dots and records and present finding is that is the main problem. Let us come to, okay, that's okay, but how is AI going to help us? See, the first way of AI is very good at picking up one thing. Here is the lesion, here is the bleed, this is the embolism, and this measures so and so. It is very good in doing one thing. Now, how it is going to change in future? In future, the second wave comes with, the agentic AI gets all the data from all the emergency medical records, previous patient records, imaging data, the patient current imaging findings, and then make it into a clear structured report. That is going to be the future. So there may be, this is like one focus, one point in the previous generation. Now it has targeted multiple things at the same time. That is like a Ramban we can expect. So how is it possible? All these multimodal foundation models, what are they? What exactly are they? I will give you a small analogy here. Multimodal foundation model. The name may sound too complex, but it is nothing but our commander-in-chief that employs different army personnels. Hey, you go fetch the data from the EMR. Hey, you talk to the clinician and get back to me what he expects. Hey, you go and see the imaging findings and if you can find any abnormality or not. Hey, you keep all the data and in a proper structured format. That is silently happening beside. That is the multimodal foundation models that the engineers have been training. So let me give you one thing. 25 years back, when we want to take a picture, we used to take a camera. When we want to listen, we used a music player. And similarly, a mapping device, an internet, a phone. Now, the multimodal foundation models are nothing but a smartphone. That means they are capable of doing everything at once. These are the foundation models. So these are the top 10 radiology foundation models. The recent one is published in 2025, 26. The data keeps adding. So RAD-FM, RAD foundation model. This is very good in taking all the 2D, 3D volume data. And it supports VQA. That is nothing but visual question answer. That means if you put any image and ask a question, it will be able to generate a proper response depending upon its vision context. So there are so many models which are upcoming and that are the creating the future strong foundation models. Now, what is meant by vision language model? For a radiologist, just think of one thing. When we see a patient, we are seeing the patient as well as listening to what they are saying, and we understand the context basing on their previous report. Everything is being fed to us with the help of the patient interaction. The same thing is happening with the AI here. That is, vision language models is not a dead X-ray or CT scan image. That means if CT film is given to any other non-medical person, they will not be able to tell anything about it. But here, vision language models, they can see and connect the context between these two, and they'll, because they are trained on such a huge data, that this is the image and this is the finding given by the radiologist. This is what is happening with the vision language models. So the architecture of vision language model, how they are developed, multiple inputs from the different sources, like imaging data, prior reports, clinical history, labs, all these are converted into a structural report. Now, it is okay with the static model. But at the point of SCAM, I being an ultrasound radiologist, it is very important that ultrasound is an emergency diagnostic modality. We cannot miss a torsion, we cannot miss an intussusception, because it's an emergency radiology. It's a part of emergency. So how will AI help it? It starts with, during the scan, it checks the plane, it checks the quality of the scan, if it is clear or not. It silently freezes the image at the proper level where NT is needed. It can take the biometric values in terms of biometry in obstetric, and it can directly send the data to the structured data reporting agentic AI, which gives a structured report. This is called ambient ultrasound. That means while the doctor is scanning, everything is happened silently behind it. That means you don't need to utter a single word. Behind it, everything is going to get recorded silently. And at the end, when the structural report is there, there will be a short sentence, please verify. Verify. That is very, very important. No AI can overshoot the person diagnosis, the person who is doing the scan. They will not be able to overtake the person who is responsible for signing the report. So fetal AI is a high risk and high responsibility situation, because 3 people are at risk, both the parents and the fetus. And we need a standard plane recognition, biometry, everything. The research is being ongoing in this field. And a single wrong plane and incorrect labeling can be really disastrous. Now, so it is like a co-pilot, and just like a pilot having a co-pilot beside it to check for all the flight information before the flight takes off. The ultrasound-based AI vision language models are silently scanning behind the ultrasound machine to give a proper structured output. Now let us address the most common problem in the room. How about hallucinations? What is hallucination? Any output given by AI which is not backed by proper data is hallucination. Let us take a small analogy here also. So if we ask a child something which is out of his context, something which he doesn't know, what will he do? He'll lie. The same does AI. That if the training data is not enough, if the training models are not tested in the population that is being implemented, then it starts to hallucinate. So the important thing is no data given by any AI output is safe because of this problem of hallucination. So what should we do? We have to implement a strong layer of safety before the report comes out. That means any laterality error like right and left, any contradiction like there is no hydronephrosis in the body and there is hydronephrosis in impression, and any missing measurement and any missing important recommendation should be blocked. That is the important safety layer that any AI should be implementing. Coming to the safety layer, we can compare it with the safety checks that happen in the airports. Any safety which is disastrous to the output of the patient outcome will need to be taken seriously. So how does it do it? This is called the orchestration layer. That means, so there is one AI in the radiology X-ray room, there is one AI in the ultrasound CT, and there is one AI in the EMR. So in the lab, all this needs to be properly orchestrated and placed it in such a way that a radiologist will have an overall view what is happening with this patient at the same time. That means when I was in radiology resident, we used to go around different modalities, collecting all the data, how this lesion will look on X-ray, how this lesion looks on CT, ultrasound, and so on. So that needs to be unified in the form of a common clinical cockpit. So it's like an instrument, different instruments produce a single piece of music, needs to be orchestrated to give a proper output. The AI should also have an orchestration layer in order to have a simple output. So I happen to have this case for me when I asked what is the reason the patient has got an MRI scan done, and he came, the clinician sent to me for the report, to the rescan on ultrasound. I asked the patient, I asked the clinician, what's wrong with the report? It's almost matching. He just said, I'm not understanding what that radiologist is trying to say. That is the common problem, because our reports are not structured and not standardized. This common problem needs to be solved, and we need to implement all the radiology report should be like a flight boarding pass. It should have information where you have to go, where you have to, which flight you have to take, which terminal you have to get down, and where are you supposed to go. It should represent a very clear pathway. That is lacking in our present radiology reporting. This needs to be upgraded. Only then we will be able to make much better models for everyone in future. So this is the area which everyone has talked about. This is the, whenever we are using any tool, we should look for whether this tool, AI tool, is safe enough, is it secure enough, are we dealing with the any validation that is being, is this AI validated in our population? Are the audit trails are proper? Is someone accountable for this particular report? We should think of, in future, hospitals will not say that we have AI. We have validated, secure, safe, audited, accountable AI with us. That is going to be the future. It is like there is a flight which is not checked properly, and still you, it is not validated. Do you take the risk of boarding that flight? Never. So it is like boarding a flight which is validated, audited, and which is private and secure and accountable. So what is the role of modern radiology? It is changing from a dictator of free text to editor-in-chief. That means you are supposed to pull all the information from everywhere, and you are going to do a final report that is very much valid, accurate, as well as safe. So how can we adapt? I have 3 suggestions. For every individual practitioner or freelancer, please try to structure your report. That means include indication for each and every scan. This is not being followed, because in training any AI, we need to understand what exactly is this patient suffering from, in order to correlate with the findings inside it. That means if you happen to structure your data, only then we'll be able to train the models. And the same thing is applicable for a corporate radiologist who has a limited scope of using their own inbuilt software, which are not that up to the mark. So coming to the hospital owners, they should adopt a well-governed AI workflows with audits and clinician summaries. This should be the approach. We can use all different large language models, but their report will never be fine-tuned according to your own methodology. That you need to generate a set of instructions to get the maximum best out of what it can be. So for a beginner, you can start using the pro subscriptions of any modern AI apps, include structured reports and generate instructions that will be helpful in generating retrieval augmented generating models. That will be the best way to start with AI, those who are not using. So to end this, I'll say that AI is, radiologists are not losing their job. Radiologists are just people who are trying to control AI with their own clinical judgment, and that is going to be the future of radiology reporting. Thank you very much.